My long-awaited book, Astrology Realized, is finally available and waiting for you at Amazon and other online retailers. Get one for you, your loved one, or as a gift. All part of your fabulous journey to understanding astrology. Enjoy. Hello, fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your love horoscope for 2014. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. A few really important things are happening for you where it comes to love, and I do think that while there is some activity taking place throughout the year, not to worry, I do think that it is the first half of the year that's really going to stand out to you as holding major love lessons, really important stuff that you're actually going to carry with you for a very, very long time to come in terms of the changes that they encourage within you and your understanding of love. In your opposite sign, the sign of Capricorn, the part of the sky that speaks to that person that you look at, your opposite, right? Opposites attract. It has to do with partnerships, and it has to do with those commitments that we make to other people. And it has to do with love as well in terms of sharing. That part of the sky has Venus, goddess of love, going backwards at the beginning of the year. Now, this is really significant. When Venus goes backwards, we get to ask ourselves, do I love it? In whatever area of life she's going backwards in. So she's going backwards in the part of the sky that has to do with love and partnerships. And this has to do with other people. Again, this idea of what you are attracting, especially in terms of opposites attracting. And you get a chance to really look at all sides of another person, all sides of love and partnerships, and ask yourself if this is what you really want, if this is what you really love. You add to this, there is a continuing conversation taking place between Jupiter and Pluto. Pluto also hanging out in the opposite sign of the zodiac to you. Now, these two planets are going to have two more. They've already had one in August of 2013, a precise moment in their conversation. And this precision is going to be reached twice more, once in the winter and once in the spring of 2014. But I do think that you are going to feel this conversation with you, especially through the first half of the year. With these two planets speaking in this particular way, and especially where it comes to love, it tends to have to do with really understandings of power. Understandings of power within a dynamic, understanding where you have power and influence over another and where you don't. And very often, in all honesty, and very often this tends to indicate that you want a partner to do something or behave a certain way, or you wish that they could do something or care about something or about you in a certain way that maybe they're just not capable of or not willing to. How are you going to respond? Are you going to continue in a power struggle? Are you going to continue that another person do as you will? Or are you going to accept? And if you can't accept, are you willing to say, okay, either this has to change or I go? And it isn't about you putting the ultimatum out there. In fact, I'll be very honest with you. It doesn't look like ultimatums in general are going to be very effective or they are going to work. But it's more about you having the clarity within yourself to understand where you begin or where you end and a partner begins, and where you have influence and where it's reasonable for you to have that influence and where maybe it is your job to accept. And maybe it is your job to be honest with yourself about where you are actually trying to get this person to fit into something that maybe they're not meant to be or not ready to be or not capable of being. So for those of you in partnerships, this is very clear, right? This has to do with you accepting another person, whether or not you can. That is a part of your journey. That is a part of your choices and your contemplation. For those of you who are not attached, the lessons are still very significant because it has to do with love. It has to do with how you understand love and what love is going to mean for you. And in terms of your worthiness, what do you think love really requires? And what I'm seeing is that, and this also applies to those attached, but it looks like for you right now, it can feel like, and especially in the first half of 2014, that love is asking for a lot of work. And it can feel like that work is not always invigorating. It can feel a little bit draining at times as well. Now, while the drama can feel good, right? It lets you know you're alive because you're feeling all these emotions. At the same time, it's not always easy. And at the same time, as I said, when you're drained, that's not good. And when you feel like you have nothing left to give to yourself in terms of self-care because you've given so much in certain moments where you really wish you didn't have to, well, that's not good either. And you are certainly worthy of love. That's the big lesson, especially as you start off the year, is getting clear that yes, you do deserve to receive love. Absolutely, you deserve that. But then, how are your actions demonstrating that as well? Because if you really believe that you deserve to receive, then maybe you'll also believe that love shouldn't be so much hard work. It shouldn't involve so much hoop jumping. There's going to be at least one person there that you care about. Again, whether you're single or not, it does look like there's at least one object of desire, if you will. And it does look like, because the most important lessons have to do with love and partnership, at least someone is there, at least someone shows up to help you trigger or to help trigger these lessons within you. This is very valuable, and it truly is very important because you get these lessons, you get this clarity. Not only are you going to find a new type of love, a more mature love for you, a new way of relating to a partner that is based on really respect for your own journeys and respect for who it is that this person needs to be, and where it is okay for you to say, okay, I respect and I honor that you need to walk that path, and I'm not going to try to pretend that I know every single thing that's good for you. And at the same time, you get to show yourself that you love you, and you get to really learn what it means to care for you. And in this whole process, you become grounded in a sense of your own worthiness. And you, certainly with all the care that you give and all the depth of your feeling, deserve love.